Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
What kind of Narayan is that, rascals? They're only imitation. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in their midst and he showed his luster more bright than millions of suns, they understood, oh, he's actually Narayana. He's not bogus imitation like us. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave the process of Krishna consciousness. He said that I brought a very heavy load and I couldn't find anyone to buy it, so I gave it away free. So same thing to all of us. We're not qualified. If we think I'm very qualified, I'm very intelligent, it is a great fortune for the Hare Krishna movement that I have joined it, then we can't understand Krishna. Because the process, as I was discussing yesterday, is jnane prayasam udapasya namanta eva, which means, who can remember? I was describing yesterday. You can remember. Who else? Very important verse. This is a very, very important verse. So important that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was discussing with Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu repeatedly asked Ramananda Rai, what is the purpose of life and how to attain it? Sadhya sadhana tattva. What means, what is the purpose of life and how to attain it? So Ramananda Rai gave so many different answers. Follow the varnashram system, take sannyas, savadhaman parityaja, abandon all varieties of religion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Eho bhanja, age koha. This is all external. Speak some more. Say something else. So many suggestions Ramananda Rai gave, but when Ramananda gave this suggestion, jnane prayasam udapasya namanta eva, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Eho hoy, this is correct. So what is it? What is the process of what is the process of attaining the goal of life that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepts above all others? We should all know this. Well, it's a very broad guess, which is not incorrect, but it doesn't, this verse which I'm quoting exactly pinpoints what is the purpose. Okay, jnane. Jnane means, the path of, this means of the path of trying to understand everything by your own stupid brain. Actually, Jnanamarg means applying one's intelligence to the Vedic directions. All this modern psychology and all, this is not Jnana. This is, to follow the Vedic directions without taking to the path of Krishna consciousness, that is nonsense. Anything outside of Krishna consciousness is nonsense. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for the eternal spirit soul who is to be happy serving Krishna, doing anything else. Therefore, Krishna himself directly says that anything outside, anything conceived of outside a relationship with me is all nonsense. Vitartam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani. Anything conceived of outside a relationship with me has no meaning. So even studying the Vedas without the proper attitude of devotional service, that is also nonsense. But it's not as nonsensical as consulting someone who is completely in the mode of ignorance, who dreams up everything according to his own stupid brain. So anyway, jnane prayasam. Prayasa means, endeavor. That's an advantage of being born in India. These Indian languages, they're mostly all based on Sanskrit, with the exception of Urdu and Tamil, which is also based on Sanskrit. They've imported a lot of things. And other languages like Naga, they're also not Vedic. Anyway, Manipuri, that northeastern area, it's also mostly Jangali Bhasha. Anyway, jnane prayasam udapasya. Now see if you can know this word. Know what that means? Udapasya. You won't find that in Hindi. No. Means to give up. Reject. Udapasya. Okay, next word you can get. Namanta. Yeah, bowing down. Becoming humble. Namanta. Eva means certainly. Adding emphasis. So, alright, now you say. Now I've given all the words, now you can say. Jnane, the process of knowledge. Prayasam, the endeavor, such an endeavor. Udapasya, giving up. Namanta, becoming humble. Eva, certainly. So what does this mean? Okay, you say.
One should without endeavor on the path of knowledge and become humble.
And become humble. That is the beginning. Then next thing, Jivanti Sanmukharitam Bhavadiya Varitam. This is a prayer by Lord Brahma to Krishna. from Srimad Bhagavatam, quoted by Ramananda Rai. So he says, Jivanti, one should live, Sanmukharitam, from the mouths of saintly people, devotees. Bhavadiya Vartam, hearing about you, news of Krishna. So not only becoming humble, but we have to hear about Krishna from realized devotees. So important. The whole Bhagavatam we see questions and answers. Hearing and chanting about Krishna. This is the panacea for all problems. There's so many verses in this regard in the Bhagavatam itself. Okay, give me one. Yeah, there are so many. Yeah, that comes to mind immediately. I don't know, I was thinking you were going to say 10.1.4. That's one I was thinking of. Avavusha, that's Chotra, Manobhirama, Nivittakasha. 31, which one is that? Oh, Tavakatam Ritam. Those who are suffering, burning in material life. Go on. Tavakatamritam tatya jivanam karivi irjaya kalmashapaham. Kalmashapaham means destroys all the miseries of material life. Yeah, alright. Your brain is here, not here. Yeah. So many verses in this regard. Tavosha. This is the medicine for material life, to hear about Krishna. But you can't do that unless you are Nivritta Trishna. Nivritta Trishna means free from material desires. Free from material desires means at least we have to be desirous of becoming free from material desires. That's why we find that even some people, they come to devotional service, but they find no interest in the Bhagavatam class. Either they don't come, or even if they come, they're just no interest. It means because they're not serious about being free from the material desires. So if we want to become free from material desires, then by hearing Bhagavatam, we become free from material desires. It's a gradual process. Nashta praesha badresha nityam bhagavata seva bhagavatyutama shloke bhakti bhavati naishti. Gradually. You can explain this verse. Tada rajastamo bhava karma laubhadiyasti cheta etayanavitam stitang sattve prasidati. By going on, hearing, the effects of the lower modes of material nature become destroyed. We become situated in goodness. We become situated in our constitutional position. We can see who we are. So this is the process. It's very easy. Hear about Krishna. It's an easy thing to do. And chant. Use our tongues. Chant the names of Krishna. Engage in Krishna's service. It's very easy. But if we have big false ego, then it's not easy. Then we tell people, all you have to do is chant Hare Krishna and dance. And you'll become a perfect self-realized soul. And they will say, yes, but what about this? What about that? Yes, I agree with you about this, but. And whatever you say, they'll always say, but. Yeah, it seems very good, but. I think, and they'll go on, I think all their lives. Then they'll go to see Yamaraja. And they'll say, well, I don't think it's very fair that you're going to throw me into a pot of boiling oil. In my opinion, this is not very proper. So Yamaraja will say, well, I'm sorry, your opinion doesn't matter. You had your human form of life, and you had your opinion all that time. You had the chance. My opinion, I think this, I think that. Now you don't have a chance to have any opinion. Now you'll become a cat, a dog, a buffalo. You misuse your human intelligence. So the real use of human intelligence is to surrender that at the lotus feet of Krishna. Bhaja hure mana srinandanandana abhaya charana vindure. That is the proper use. And if we do that, then we can very easily understand Krishna. And if we don't, we won't understand Krishna. We can bring big books. How to be a nice person. Big book. How to manage. Big books. How to be friends with everybody. Not possible. Unless one follows the process of devotional service, you can't have any good quality. Good qualities conceived of, so-called good qualities conceived of without a relationship to Krishna are simply on the mental platform. Harava bhaktasya kato mahan guna manorathena sati dhavato. That is the version of Bhagavatam. If one is not a devotee of Krishna, he cannot have any good qualities. He may have something, little apparent morality or something like this. But that's not a proper quality. That is not mahaguna. That is some temporary manifestation. Those who are materialists, sense enjoyers, their morality, their ideals, all of it is all simply for sense growth. Don't lie, don't steal. So these are good things, no doubt. But their idea is that you'll be a good, honest sense enjoyer and you can enjoy this material world in a very moral way. So generally we also say don't lie, don't steal. But our real standard, the actual moral standard, is how Krishna is satisfied. And to satisfy Krishna, this highest principle, we may sometimes go against the morals of the material world. Just like I've lied hundreds of times in Krishna's service, and I'll do it again. When I go into Bangladesh, Muslim country, dressed in kami clothes, they say, what have you come for? Tourism. Of course I do tour, but it's not exactly what they think of tourism. We see that Prabhupada, he stole the deity of Radha Landanishvara. Maybe you all know that story. It's a well-known story in our movement. So the worldly moralists, they might think, well, this is not very good. It is very, very good. And they can't understand because they're on a different platform, material platform. So Krishna consciousness is a completely different platform. It just means an adjustment of consciousness. How can I satisfy Krishna? And if we have that consciousness, then Krishna becomes very easy to understand.